Hey guys, welcome to Coronavirus Earth Science Weather. Today is lab day. All right, it is Thursday, April 30th, and we're doing our Dewpoint and relative humidity lab. You guys can find it in Schoology all the way at the bottom where there's a folder that says labs. You will find this PowerPoint as well as the lab. All right, and the lab should also be in OneNote. But if it's not, you could just copy it over. All right, so don't forget, here's your grades, this is your homework, and this is your lab grade. All right, so I'll walk you through the things that you have to know, and you guys can rock and roll. All right, so this self-explanatory, right? These are our Dewpoint questions. You have to use your reference tables. Remember dry bulb versus wet bulb, the difference, and all that stuff. I'm not going to do this for you. You guys should know how to do this based on yesterday's lesson. Again, here's the chart. Make sure that you're reading the right one. Okay? Here's report sheet B, which is the same thing, only now it's our relative humidity questions. Again, it works the same exact way. Dry bulb, wet bulb, difference. Remember, if it's 100%, that's when you have your rain. Okay? Not going over them. You guys should be able to do it. Just again, make sure that you're reading the right chart. You want to be looking at the relative humidity chart. Okay, this is the way that this is organized. This is question number 1, 2, 3, 4, and number 5. All right, so each column is a question. So given that information given, you should be able to fill in the blanks on your lab. All right, so for example, I'll do number 2 with you since that's a little bit different. The wet bulb and the difference is what they gave you. So if the wet bulb is -2 and the difference is 6, remember the wet bulb is always less than the dry bulb. So you would add these two together. So if you did that, you know your dry bulb is 4. And then the rest of it is just easy. You go filling it out with the charts. All right? So you may have to work backwards in a couple of them, but again, nothing that I don't think you can handle. If you have questions, you could always reach out to me. So here's your dew point chart. Here's your relative humidity chart. This is the only thing that we're kind of at a loss for, unfortunately, because we would have done this in class. So I'm just going to throw you some numbers. Let's say I had a sling psychrometer and I, did it in class. And let's say the dry bulb is 20 degrees Celsius and the wet bulb came out to 18 degrees Celsius. And you guys can fill out the rest from there, okay? This is the part that I wanted to do with you, okay? And I will do all of this with you. So, what change in the dew point occurs as altitude increases? So, as the altitude climbs, according to that diagram, right? According to that diagram, what is happening to the dew point lines? Are they increasing or decreasing? And if you notice, the dew point lines are the solid lines and they are slanted to the left. And towards the left, you're getting into higher negative numbers. So it is decreasing, all right? Okay. How does the air temperature change with increasing altitude? So again, look at air temperature, which are these dashed lines. As you climb, it's getting towards the negatives. So again, it is decreasing, okay? Which changes faster with increasing altitude? All right, so anytime you're looking at line graphs and they're asking you which is changing faster, look at the line and see which one is slanted the most, okay? And in this case, that would be air temperature. All right, air temperature changed the most within the same amount of height. Okay, so now here's our questions. Number 4, at what altitude do the dew point and the air temperature become the same if the air temperature is 0 and the dew point is -20? So for this, we are going to use this chart, okay? Because they're asking you what is the altitude. You can't answer these questions unless you have this chart. All right, so it's not like you could just use your reference table. So take a look. I'm going to show you what I mean. The air temperature line for 0. So again, I'm just tracing out the 0 air temperature line, so which is the dashed, and the dew point of -20. So that's the solid line over -20. And notice they meet right here. And if you look at where they're meeting and go across, that's telling you exactly the height of the cloud. So your answer for this would be 2.5 kilometers. Okay? So for the next one, what would the altitude of the bottom of the cloud mass be if the surface temperature, again, that's air temperature, is 30, and the dew point is -10? All right, so air temperature of 30, so that's the dashed line, and the dew point of -10, so that's the solid line. And they're meeting right around here. And if you do that, you should be somewhere, again, my graphics are a little off, but it should be somewhere around 5.5 kilometers. Okay? And in the last one, what is the cloud base altitude if the dew point is 15 and the air temperature is 40? So 15 is falling right in between 10 and 20, so we're right here, right? That's 15. And the air temperature is 40, so now we're going our dashed line of 40, and we're meeting right there. So our answer should be 3.5 kilometers. Okay, so I gave you report sheet E. You guys should be able to rock and roll on this lab. Make sure that you answer all the questions and have it done for Saturday.